Okay, we're going to start looking at how to do this Unholy Mixtures project. I've got in this folder a picture of the forest that's going to be our background, a picture of the monkey source, and a picture of me. I'll change that to Blonder. I'm going to actually create this, rather than opening up the forest and doing it in the forest, I'm going to do this in a new document that's going to be the source size that we want, which is going to be 848 by 480. 848 by 480, 72, and I'll call this Monkey Me or something. You'll call it, actually, let me name it the right thing. This would be Blonder R-U-N-H. That's what this project is. Blonder R-U-N-H, Unholy. Click OK. And now we've got the file that opens up. You may, on your computers there, want to go to Window, Workspace, Reset Media Arts Workspace, just so we have the workspace that I created for the class. And I'm going to go File, Open, and I'm going to open up all three of those different projects, all three of those pictures. They're on the desktop in Unholy. I'm going to open up all three. I'm going to go to the forest background first, and I'm just going to take this forest background and select all, Command A, copy, and go into my main image, the Unholy image, and paste it. Now, you only see the top of these trees right here, because this is a much bigger picture. This was like a 2,000 pixel picture. So if you have a bigger picture than the frame space that you're in, you want to be able to shrink it down, and you could do that with Command T. Now, sometimes you might not be able to see the outsides of this. So right now I have Command T selected, but the borders are back here. So you may have to take your magnifier tool and then hold Option and go way out and then do Command T to see, okay, that's the bounding box of my image. And I'm going to take my tool, Command T, and I could then bring this down. And I could find the right, maybe I don't have to have the whole thing. I want to be up in the tops of the trees. I'll just leave it like this. Actually, I'll keep it a little larger because I don't know what the background exactly I want to look like now. But I know I'm going to have that background in this final image size. And now I'm going to go to my monkey, and I'm going to select the monkey. And I could make the selection here first and then just copy the monkey and paste him into there. Or I could select the whole monkey with the background now and paste them in there. So for now, I'll just bring the entire thing in. Select all, copy, and I'll go into my forest here and paste it. Now I want to take away the background of this so I could see just that monkey in that other forest. And that's a tricky thing to do because look at the hair around this monkey. Like I could take my lasso tool and just drag around him like this, and and then say, okay, hey, that's good. I could copy that and paste it and hide this one and say, all right, there's my monkey, I'm done. And a lot of people might be satisfied with that, but that's not what we're doing. I want to get it better. So I'm going to throw away that layer, and I'm going to show you how to create a refined selection with this monkey. Let's make sure I see the whole thing. Yeah, it's all there. Just trying to, I don't have any more screen space to open this up. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to take my lasso tool, and I'm going to use my stylus, because I like to use a stylus for things like this. You don't have to. And I'm first going to create a pretty similar selection to the one I just created. I'm going to plug this in. I'm going to create a selection that's going to be right inside the line here. So I'm going to come down here and kind of be right at the edge of where that fur is. Now in the last couple versions of Photoshop, the program has become a lot more intelligent for dealing with these kinds of edges that are not perfect. And it knows how to analyze the image and know what you're trying to say and what you want in and what you want out. So I've selected all that, and you can see up here I've got a little too much This is an important thing. I want you all to memorize this keyboard shortcut. You might not memorize it the first time, but you will. Say I want to take away from this selection. If I have the lasso tool and I option drag here, I could take this away. If I shift drag with the lasso tool, I can add to a selection. So now I have this part of my selection too. If I want to take away, I option drag. So I'm just going to take away this section. Take this away. Maybe I want to add a little more here, add a little more here. All right, so I've got a reasonable selection.
What about his hair up top on the right?
So here up here. Well, we're gonna allow the right here. You mean?
Yeah, it's funky.
Okay, we're gonna allow Photoshop to figure out some of that. So here's what we're gonna do. There's a button right here, Refine Edge. You click this Refine Edge button, and it opens up this box, and it gives you a bunch of controls. You can just play around with these controls and see what it does. But I want to show you how this works, the way that Photoshop is actually thinking about this. If you want to give it a human attribute like that, I could just, if I click Show Radius, and I give it a little radius here, what it's doing is saying, Photoshop is saying, okay, look at the radius around the line. So let's look at the difference between what's on this side of the line that you drew and what's on this side of the line. And I'll try to figure out what I see on one side that's similar and what I see on the other side that's not similar. Maybe I don't need to show the radius, but I just need to. So look at what's happening here. It's saying find a radius around there and try to understand what's happening. And you see that there's, it doesn't look clean, but it looks kind of strange. If I click Smart Radius, it'll try to figure it out on its own. I don't want to use the Smart Radius. I want to find an area of this where it's showing some stuff. If I say, oops, let me change to my mouse for this because it's not as clean. Right now it's showing on white. I can tell it to show on layers. This is actually showing what it would look like in the final thing. Or reveal later. That's what it looks like originally. This is what it looks like in the movie. Now this, even though it's a little bit sloppy, if I look at it on white, it looks actually pretty good here. But let's try to get it on white to be as good as we can. We could smooth it out a little bit. And feather it a little bit. A little contrast. Maybe take the Smart Radius down. And if you see that something is, it's up here, maybe I could add to the radius by clicking this. So that's saying look at more, compare more of what's on one side and the other. It's not that you're adding more in, it's telling it to analyze more of it. Erase part of the radius. It's better there maybe. Maybe it's too smooth, feather. And then this is a good one, this decontaminate colors. So the decontaminate colors says, if you notice that it's green or red, what happened? Did this change? This looks like it changed a bit. Maybe I'm decontaminating too many of the colors. Seems like it popped. I don't know what happened. Did I click something that... Yeah, I made that go too far up. Huh. Wait a second. I had it better just a second ago. Bless you. It counts as a sneeze. Did I change something drastically? Oh yeah, I did. I changed that shift edge without realizing I did that. Decontaminate colors will get rid of some of the green. I think I had it better before, but it does look pretty good. What do you think? Yeah. Does it look all right up here? It's not as All right, since I'm recording, I'll leave it. You'll end up playing with the settings. It's not like a perfect science. You're just trying to get it to the point where you say, yeah, that looks pretty good. So then you have a choice. When you're done with this, you have to choose how you want to save this out. And you could output it to a new layer, or a new layer with a layer mask, or a new document, or a new document with a layer mask. We're just going to do a new layer. So I'm going to change this output to new layer. And what it does is it gives me, it turns off my old monkey, and it makes a new monkey on the background. And that looks pretty good. So this is what I had before, and this is what I have now. That monkey in a different world. And that's a pretty decent selection. I could get it better. Not crazy about that selection, but since I'm recording, I don't want to redo it right now. It would be good enough for our purposes. It certainly looks smooth, and it doesn't look like it's just jaggedly cut out. So now I got to put my face in there and try to merge this monkey with me. I'm going to go to the picture of me. Everybody should tune in and watch this, actually, if you're not watching it. I'm going to select me and copy me. Actually, before that, I won't copy me here. Since I have such a clean white background, I'm going to take the magic wand tool and select in that background. There's two ways of selecting a background like that. I could take the magic wand. If I want to select more of that color, do Command D. I could change my tolerance. If my tolerance is low, say it's 2, it'll only select exactly that color that I clicked. If my tolerance is really high, it'll select a wider range of colors. And that did a pretty good job. It selected all around my head. It actually went into my shirt a little bit. I don't need my shirt. So I selected what's white, or kind of white, but I want just what's me. So I have to go select, inverse, copy, Command C to copy, and over here, paste. Alright, so I have me in here. Now, I'm bigger than the monkey, so I know I have to make myself smaller. Command T, and I hold Shift to constrain it. And it looks like he's rotated a little bit more. So I'll try to get it rotated a little bit more. And I want to get it to be exact. So the way I get it to be closer to exact is I take the opacity of this layer down. This is the blonder layer. I'll take the opacity of this down so I can see both me and the monkey. And if your eyes are lined up, you're going to get it pretty close. So I'm going to go Command T again and try to line up my eyes with the monkey. Take it down quite a bit more.
No, more. Well, that's really creepy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's so scary.
Your mouth is sketchy. The mouth is like sketchy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Looks like a
It's the reason my soul.
That's
I guess you make
so scary. The nose is like.
yeah.
Right, so the nose, where's my nose and my mouth? So I have to decide, do I want to skew myself a little bit? Do I get my... Well, we're going to get rid of that. So this isn't the end of it. This is just... So it's pretty close. Pretty close. It's not exact, but it's pretty close. I'll hit return, and then I'll bring the opacity back up. Okay. So now there could be some little color adjustment that I do. I'm going to do Command U and just try on an overall way to get myself to look a little more around the same hue as the monkey. Maybe I take the saturation, I bring it in, bring the hue down, get a little more, so I'm a little bit more orange or around the same kind of hue. It's a little too green. I don't know.
Yeah.
A little more.
Oh wait, does that street look like a murder? That? Oh my god, look at that tree! Look at this street, right, Zach?
I'm going to lighten it too. Command L, levels. Shh, you guys. Command L, just to kind of lighten it a little bit. So now I'm like in the same world, in the same color world as the monkey. Not exact, but close enough that I could tweak it more later with some painting. So now there's a choice to make. I could either start erasing my head. I could take an eraser and a soft eraser here and put it on. So we've got the flow. So it'll be, I'm using the left bracket key to make this small. And I could start erasing my head. And that's a reasonable thing to do. But then I have destructively erased myself. I'm gone.
Wow.
So if I look over here,
That's so
That's
scary.
like the Terminator half face.
okay, so look. So what I've done is destroyed myself. I'm gone. And if I want to bring me back, you guys listen. My voice isn't great. Just pay attention. I'm gone. I don't want to be gone. Maybe I want to keep myself. So there's a couple things. I'm going to do Command Z, Option Command Z to bring me back. So I could create a new version of myself just by duplicating it and just store one away in case I need to go back and erase this one. But there's actually still even a better way of doing it. Command D. There's a better way of doing it. I'm going to delete this. You could create what's called a layer mask. And a layer mask, just like a mask that you put over your face, hides part of your face and allows part of your face to show. Right? Your eyes come through the mask. That's how a mask works. So I could create a layer mask by coming down to the bottom here and clicking on this button that says Add Layer Mask. Oh, I've got to turn on the layer first. Add Layer Mask. Now look in the layer now. Here's me, and here's my mask. It's a separate thing. Now this mask right now is invisible. There's nothing you can see in it. It's not masking anything out. So when it's white, it's the same as it being invisible. But if you paint black into the mask, well, you could select your picture or you could select the mask. If I select the mask and I take this paintbrush, not the eraser, I'm not erasing anything. I'm actually making a mask. I have to decide what I want to mask out. So I'm going to get a soft brush here, left bracket to make it small, and I'm going to paint black into the mask. I'm going to bring this opacity up to 100%. So it looks like I'm erasing, right? But what I'm actually doing is painting a mask right here. And the cool thing about that is if I switch this to white and I paint it white in the mask, I can bring me back.
That's a mask of that?
This is a mask. This is the mask right here. I'm not painting in the picture. If I have black, this actually isn't even black. If I have black and I paint in the picture, I'm painting black on my face. But if I paint in the mask and I paint black, whatever's black becomes transparent. Or whatever's black. Oh, I'm on white. Whatever's black gets masked, and whatever is white gets transparent. So I'm going to go erase things that are not so important. I don't need the side of my head here. I don't know about my eyebrows yet. We'll have to see about that.
Yeah, the eyebrows stick.
And since I have the softness of this brush, I'm able to kind of come in here and paint soft. I have it so that it paints real smooth around here.
Oh my god. Oh god, when you get rid of the mouth, it's gonna look weird.
I'm going to make my brush a little smaller to get in here. I don't know if this is going to interfere with the monkey's eyes or not.
Because I'm holy.
This is very holy. God would appreciate this.
God's puking right now.
I'm not bringing God into this. I'm just showing you how to use.
Hey, don't let me bring it up.
So he's got a weird.
It looks like you're in.
Yeah, keep the beard. That's a good idea.
This is the monkey. You gotta keep.
That's the point.
So my mouth or the monkey's mouth?
No,
Ma-
your mouth.
Your mouth.
Keep the beard.
Keep
Keep the
here.
beard. That's so creepy.
Oh my god, that's amazing!
Okay, move your shirt.
I can die now. I can die happy now.
So good.
It's too amazing.
I know.
Now I can paint. I can paint around my shirt here like
Show
this.
this and like, guess who this is? Like in a town hall.
Oh,
Try to
yes.
see how many people would see. How
Well,
many people would try to?
Can I do myself or no?
You're welcome to do yourself. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
So creepy.
This
is so creepy.
That is amazing! Oh my god!
It has a big.
Am I the only one that's so happy?
Yeah.
Right? And I say, well, you know what if I give it a little bit more? You know, do I want that?
That was perfect.
You know,
Now,
so.
don't-
But see, I could go back to the white, and I could add it back in. I have to just paint back in. That's what's nice about using a mask. So I could paint back in. I could get.
The mustache.
The mustache.
Did I mess up the mustache?
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Wonderful.
Just give him like a Pedro mustache.
And I put back the beard that you took away.
Now get rid of the beard and just keep it.
No.
Wait,
No. Nah.
That would be
Keep the whole
even
thing.
cooler.
I know. That's so cool. That's so cool.
This is
Go
the
over your
green.
mouth with white thing.
Go over the mouth with white?
New profile.
Painting white like this?
So you'll get your mouth back.
Do that.
That is awesome! Oh my
Yeah.
god!
No, keep it like that. That's better.
Oh my
Right.
God.
So now it gets to this kind of stage, and then it's really just, you know, your choice, like how you want to go. And you know, for the nice thing about working in the program is that you have the ability to, you know, to be very flexible with it if you do it this way. Now look, here's the mask that I created. It's only if I just select the mask, copy and paste it. Right, so that's what I did. That's what I've erased. But that's what was necessary in order to get that result. Right? So that is, so then when you're done, right now I've got it on all the layers. You could always flatten it. If you wanted to I would always save this image. So you go File, Save As, or Save. I don't know if I'd saved it yet. And I'll call it Unholy 1. And I've saved it with the layers. If you want to put something like this online, if you want to put it on Facebook, you'll go File, Save for Web. This
I'm
is,
ahead of Pi.
this is important. Save for Web is a great way that it will automatically flatten it. It lets you compare different versions at different levels of compression. So right now this is my original. It's 1.16 megs. This is a JPEG that's very high. I can take it down to low and see if you see any difference in the quality. If you go to, so right now the low is 50K, the medium is 85K. That's just the size, so it'll, you know, you can do it high. It's still small. Save it as a JPEG high. So whatever one of these boxes you have checked is the one that will save it out, and that's how big your final file will be. And if you click Save, it'll ask you to save it, but as a JPEG, JPG, and I'll put that into the same place, Unholy, and that's the file that you would then upload to the web if you were going to upload it, or to Photoshop, or to Facebook or whatever. So the difference is 168 kilobytes. And on this one, I created the background. I left the background large, so I could move the background around and see if there's a better place for me to put it. You know, I can position it in a different way. That's it. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording now.